Pack. What's good? Where my dogs at? It's your boy FICO Jordan here for the first installment, first episode of the Alpha Cast. I got my boys Boss Gang VIP and Mr. Check My Resume, Mr. Friday himself. What's good with y'all, brothers?
Hey man, just cooling, man. Just got done with this trading day. It's a shopping day, I guess we could call it. A lot of
Oh
silence.
yeah.
You know,
Definitely a good day.
It's,
Definitely a
yeah.
good day. I'm tired as hell. Been
it was
working, man.
absolute.
I ain't got no sleep lately, but
right,
we
right.
here.
Hey,
We here.
but it's all
Had a
necessary.
wonderful
It's all
day.
necessary when you're trying to prove a point.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the Alpha
Yes, sir.
100 going right now. That's
Yeah.
that's a big deal,
Sir.
especially considering what we offer, what we do within the Alpha Pack community. Ladies and gentlemen, we are half the leadership for the Alpha Pack Trading Group. We are a trading community that is established essentially to create independent, more confident traders. But at this point, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. We kind of like trader rehab because the more people keep coming to us talking about y'all not over there doing y'all's jobs, what they paying y'all to do, I'm gonna talk it. I'm gonna talk it. We not gonna be like nice. This ain't the podcast for being nice. You know what I mean? We gonna keep it 100. If anybody got anything to say, they could come see. But it is what it is. But nah, all seriousness though, we seek to allow people to reach a level of financial freedom, whatever that goal is to be, through being able to take money out of the stock market. Because, honestly, trading is not hard. That's what we're told. I get it. I understand. But we make it harder than it has to be. And so we kind of look to, take those bad habits and things like that out of traders. And, the trash that they've been taught. A lot of other groups is just kind of siphoning money from them and not really teaching them anything and kind of point them to where the money resides. That's what we do. That's what we got together. That's the reason why the group started. Do y'all disagree?
No, not at all. That's our goal. Our goal is to teach people how to make money. And in this game, it's all mental. Like I compare it to a poker game. We know that everything is based on math, and over the course of time, the stock market is going to go up. Yet traders can still lose, even when things are going to all-time highs. So it's really a mental game out here, and we try to teach people how to navigate, how to play it the right way. So
Yeah.
it's
Tell
what we
people
do. It's a lot of
how to
fun.
get out their own way.
Well, kind of get things moving. We are going to show up here pretty much every day if we can, to kind of get the ball rolling, just kind of see how things work out, as the buzz builds for we are going to publicly be taking our talents out here to the world that needs to be, exposed to what Alpha Pack Trading does, what we're capable of. That we charge people $1 to come behind the closed doors to see that we do what we say we can do. I heard a very wise man say he wears Jordan 11s, baseball hat. He goes into rooms. He has a doctorate. Everybody knows my guy. He goes into a room with that billionaires pay him $250,000. He'll speak for an hour. And most of his peers and his competitors, well, they suited and booted from head to toe. And he like, that's not me. To be honest, whenever somebody's paying you to do a service, they don't care what you look like. They care that you could do what you say you can do. We set out to prove that a couple weeks ago with 3-day access pass. That thing was fire. A lot of those individuals converted over into Alpha Pack members because they seen that we could do what we say we can do. But we not here for all of that. We here to basically expose you to where the money resides. And chop it up, talk about some things. If you have any comments, any things like that, you can catch us on Twitter, YouTube. Please make sure that you like and subscribe, click the bell so every day going forward, when we're going to be going live, so you can chop it up with us if you got any questions, things like that. hit us in the comments. We want to hear from you, the viewers. But outside of that, let's jump into this first topic. It's kind of near and dear to us because we trade price action. We don't speculate. We don't guess what things are going to do. We watch institutional money. We know where the money resides. That's we the first ones really talking about that. I see I see y'all out there copying our steeds. You know what I'm saying, on social media out here talking about where the money reside. It's cool. I see y'all. But anyways, they trying to call the top on the S&P 500, but they can't do it. S&P 500 hit another all-time high. Y'all know I brought up when they was trying to hit the Elliott wave, trying to talk about we seeing a 420. Yet we called the day that we called the bottom, and it ain't looked back since. Now a lot of people want to know, like, how y'all do that? Well, got to come back behind the curtain to see how that goes. Now, as far as the bears keep coming out wanting to, they trying to prey on our downfall. How does that make y'all feel? Like they just hating every day for no reason. Like they wake up with hate in their heart.
There is no downfall. There is no downfall. There is nothing less expensive today than it was 10 years ago or any 20 years, 30. The stock market goes up. The stock market always goes up. The way I look at it is, even when it goes down, it's still not the top because it's going to keep going back up. The top implies that there's some static level that it's going to hit and never be able to, keep going. There is no top. There is no top. It's going to keep going. The only thing that happens is when the stock market comes down, there's buying opportunities. That's all there is. Dips, buying opportunities. 2020 crash. It'll last a month most at max in the history of the stock market. It's going to go up. So people, predicting. It's just a lot of fear. That's all.
I mean.
Yeah, they're just trying to take advantage of that and play on people's emotions, the retail traders' emotions, and I think that's part of what we try to focus on in the Alpha Pack is like, part of it is like the trading piece, but then the other part of it is like that psychological understanding what the market's doing. It's not just some computer. It's like somebody on the other side of that trade trying to clap you. And you got to look at the psychology within that, And we like today on the live session today, we was talking about, how the hedges come in and they trying to take out those 30% stop losses, and they'll drop a stop, and then as soon as those folks sell, then it goes right back up. They've accumulated more shares, and so with us, we just chilling. We're like, all right, I'm gonna buy some more.
And they minds be blown by that happening. Like I got stopped out. Like, no, sir, you got dropped off.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I remember that last
like
year. I remember hearing people talking about the algos, like out to get them. And I'm like, and it's funny taking the different perspective of price now. Like, honestly, if you act accordingly, like if you play stupid and you really don't know what like you are an easy target to have money taken from you. Like, if you want to buy your calls 10 spots out, or 10 targets like out of the money, they're gonna take that. That's easy money. That makes sense. Sure. But I don't for I know what I seen on ES as far as futures concerned. We talking I think I said roughly about like it's like 47.5, something like that before, but they talking about 424 now. I'm like, that's the bottom now. All right,
that's
cool.
A lot of guessing, guessing. If you was gonna guess something, at least guess the upside, because you're more likely to be right. Like it is, like guess that it's going to go up to something astronomical. Then at the end of the day, you can look back and say, "I told you so." But keep guessing that something's going to go down to some level. It's just about a hope. there's people buy what they want to buy. You can't,
Yeah.
Right.
That's just the way.
And
buy what they want to buy.
And none of that has any bearing, on price. So, eventually they'll learn, but until then, we'll keep taking the easy money. But also making sure that we don't put dip on our chip, too much dip on our chip. I tell you who's putting too much dip on their chip. Facebook. Facebook is putting all the dip on the chips right now. Semiconductors is ripping right now.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I
Yes,
mean,
yes, yes, yes,
so
yes.
we had. I know some of y'all are parked in MU. Uh,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? A few people decided to follow me along, you know what I'm saying, on AMD last week. They didn't get the
Right.
combo pack. A couple people got a burger or two.
Right.
I'm still tucked in 1119, and here we are
Right.
up
Right. Right.
just over like
Right.
2,500%.
Ooh.
How are semiconductor plays working out for y'all? I mean, we seen it. We didn't really know we knew why they were important, obviously, the infrastructure bill, but we
Mhm.
did not know the news that was coming along in terms of Meta,
You're right.
going to be building
Yeah.
their mainframe off the back with that deal with AMD. You got Nvidia.
Mm.
We got Effective King in the group. He tucked off in 1119's. Been in for well over
Couple weeks.
going
Mm.
two weeks now,
Yeah.
and he was up
Okay.
over 2,000% last week. He's still sitting
Right.
tight.
Mm.
Like where's his leading with the chips right now, man?
Oh, it's going off, man. I mean, obviously we knew because of the chips and the importance and like all the different sectors, the chips are needed in the gaming industry. They're needed in the EV sector, and now we're talking about Meta using their chips, and then Apple needs chips as well. So there's like all these uses and applications for the chips that we knew the chip shortage had an effect on. So it was just a matter of time, and we alerted it, weeks ago about the chips. Now it's just running. So it's one of those situations where we're trying to find out where is it going to plateau or where is it going to slow down at. But for right now, we running. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't see anything slowing it down right now.
Right. I know, like MU, what I liked about that one, it was one of the laggards. So we got the December contracts. But
Yep. Yep.
I'm in love with just conductors overall because it's pretty simple with the semiconductors. It's a supply and demand issue. And just as technology grows, we're going to need the semiconductors to continue to be more and more powerful. They are absolutely not going anywhere. The demand is only going to
In
grow. So that
fact,
kind of is
yeah.
a built-in market. And the
Mhm.
semiconductor, they're adding them to more applications. So everything you do
Right.
is going to have some kind of chip in it, whether it's your tennis shoes, sports, uniforms, things like nano dimensions, trying to 3D print chips and make
Right.
so they can implement them into the fabric. So chips and that whole thing is not going anywhere anytime,
No, I think
ever.
that's a huge point because that's where we behind. Like we rely on China for so much and Taiwan for the chip makers and production. And so now we see like when they're not focused on the US market, you see what's happening. Now, now we're slowed in production. So, with this bill, we're gonna create our own, semiconductor infrastructure in the US. And they announced Intel's
Mhm.
gonna get that contract. But as you can see, within the sector, they all have a role in the development. So it's not just like one
Mhm.
company that takes everything for themselves. They all play ball with each other. So
Did
um,
they not? Did they not like? They didn't produce chips in the U.S. to begin with. Like that's crazy.
well, the U.S. didn't have an infrastructure for chips. So from the standpoint of we don't have companies here in America that make the chips, that create the technology. We don't have like the actual transportation and shipping and logistics of getting the chips
Mhm.
from this part of the country to the other part. We don't have like companies that are like focused on that for America. Like we all playing with
Mhm.
China and Taiwan because they own like 70-80% of the market share. So we might
Right.
have some smaller companies, but none to the degree that can serve like a Ford or like a Sony PlayStation or like a Tesla or like we talking like massive scale. And so China and Taiwan's got it on lock. And so whatever we do, whatever companies we have, they're just very small. So that's why the government was like, all right, Intel, you're gonna get X, what up, name your number. We need it here. We got to compete with China.
And
So
what's crazy, like Yeah, you mentioned them like TSM, being the biggest around, and so even with the American companies, like Intel, if you dig into the paperwork and you see how much these companies actually work with one another. So none of these companies are actually independent. Intel um, is
Yeah.
one of TSM's biggest customers.
Yeah,
So
right. Right.
they're all working together. They no matter how we slice it, even if it's an American company, we're still really reliant
Right.
on foreign tech for sure.
100%. I mean, Intel was supplying Apple with chips up until last year, you know. So, it's one of those situations where I think now, Biden is saying we need our own TSM, or we need our own, big boy anchor here in the US that's like the dominant force for the
Mm-hmm.
country. And that's the flag. Like we're gonna put our flag in the ground, like we competing with TSM, we competing with whatever the China makers are. And so it's the same thing with the battery production stuff. So it's a like a world power kind of thing.
Right.
So
Oh,
For sure.
100%. I mean, China over here acting like they ready to bust guns with anybody that come near Taiwan.
well,
Like
Right.
Taiwan is part of China now.
they
That's
just claimed it.
Yeah, they claimed it. They
Like
just like
this my
yeah,
block
like
now,
this little
fool.
Right.
article a few weeks ago
This
they was
is
talking about like they sent a message to the folks. I guess one of the ships they was like, "Oh, y'all rolling up on China territory. This ain't Taiwan. This one of our states now."
right.
They're like,
That's
"Nah, bro, that's a
crazy.
whole separate country, bro. What you talking about?" You
I
just gonna
I
Right.
to be honest, that made me think like this whole time you don't like you realize like when you not really paying attention to the political world, you're like, man, why are they always afraid of China? Like, why are we afraid of China? And for real, China really be out here moving like Debo.
Oh, for sure. You see what they did in India? They went over there. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, we're gonna take about 30 miles of your country. This our border now. I mean, I know y'all got that like 100 years ago in war, but we want that back. What's the Chinese
Right.
president name?
But
I forget his last name, but he
Ja,
hit
ja or something like
yeah,
that.
something like that. But he got a 100-year plan to take back all of the old Chinese territories, Taiwan,
right.
that stretch of India that they border with India. It's some more stuff too in that plan, but it's a 100-year plan.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
I mean, that's
Right.
fuego. I'm eager to see, how fast we can get production rolling. Obviously,
yeah,
we couldn't get our congressional house. And they I mean they struggle.
yeah.
What man's wanted like 1.2 billion or trillion and got it was less than that. Like half of that, wasn't it?
Right.
Uh, I thought it was more like I thought they got. I don't. Let me look at the final figure.
Because all the infighting that occurs here, and then when you go through the spark notes of the bill, and then you end up seeing that you got like
One point
studies on
two.
like different roads and things like that that like I mean got
Right.
nothing to do with nothing, but
Mm-hmm.
somebody in
Right.
that is in the line to get paid of
Right.
like stuff like
Right.
it's like froth at the top,
Right.
and like it's like no wonder we like potentially gonna get our boots smoked by China, and it's just like bro, I don't know, it's depressing kind of seeing
Yeah.
that leadership. So I just always suggest that you not have to rely on the government. Go ahead and get your
Mm-hmm.
chicken up, take care of your
Right.
mentals, like what I'm saying, like the big homie say, take care of your mentals and your chicken, and you good. You come
It's
to
like
us, we'll help you with the chicken part,
yeah,
and honestly your mentals too.
like
Right.
that boy
But
Beast
like
Mode,
for
like that boy
real,
Beast Mode say.
yeah. But you know what I'm saying, moving on, like we obviously know money is in the chips. We noticed that a lot of individuals come to
Right.
the pack and they do not know anything about, I mean, they know about rotation, but not from the investor sense. And I think when people come to us
Mm-hmm.
as a group, they get this new sense of like, hold up, like these dudes are trading, they day trading, they're mainly swing trading, but they got us out here thinking like investors. And I don't understand why people are so separated on why that is. Because I mean, institutional money, hedge funds, investment banks, they're investing. Yeah, they trading. because the whole game, Boss Gang VIP will tell you straight up, go get the song, the number one stock market related record on the face of the earth, buy low, sell high on all your DSPs. But he gives
I
you a
love yourself.
lesson in the record about buy low, sell high. So if we are here and we know the institutions want it for value, why wouldn't you be trying to think like they think? Like, this
True.
is why we are early to where the money resides. You can't be talking about where the money resides, but yet you don't follow institutional money. So with that being said, we know money is in semiconductors. Where is money moving to right now that people are like really not looking at? Because we go play things like Coca-Cola. We got a lot of people converting over, becoming Coke boys. We got a lot of individuals coming over and converting. Like, wait a minute, y'all playing Ford? Like, we've been playing Ford since the beginning of the year before Alpha Pack trading became a thing.
Right.
Shout out to you, Resume Boss Gang, that put me onto a lot of old people stocks. I watched him argue with some, like, we was playing oil at the beginning of the year. I seen a
Right.
little young little head like arguing with him
Right.
on Twitter about oil being a dinosaur stock. Everything gonna be
Right.
EVs, and I'm like, fam,
Yeah,
we still
says
driving
in so
gas
many
combustible
years.
vehicles.
Yeah, in so many years. 20 he goes 20 to 80% of the vehicles are going to be electric. So that means 20 to 80% of the vehicles won't be electric. It's articles and numbers. It's all it's, it's all how you want to kind of flip this,
Oh, bruh.
flip this
Oh,
stuff around.
bruh.
So there's a good chance, that 80% of vehicles could not be, if only 20%
It,
could be.
yeah. So like the pending legislate, well, the legislation that's none of that matters. Like there's a real thing on the books right now. We got to 2030, or people start getting
Yeah.
fined.
Yeah.
So I feel like
So
they got to understand, like, with the production, the chips play a part in that. Like,
yeah.
like they got to look at the bigger picture, the macro. So that's funny.
And then they always, when they talk about oil, they always limit it to like electric vehicles, as if cars are the only things that use oil. So they have nothing to do with
Yeah.
planes, biofuel, cape size ships, the actual ships that are tipping over in the water right now. Could you imagine if they
Yeah.
were electric? Like how would that? How many
Just like
ships would we
Bonus made an
need to?
announcement, they got to convert their whole
Or a
fleet.
boat, like
Hold
They
up,
got,
Boeing has to do what?
they're gonna convert their whole fleet to
so.
like electric or something like that, biofuel, or like they're
They're doing
converting from
biofuel.
like from combustion. That's gonna take years to do. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not gonna happen this year. Next.
No, no. Y'all know how we move our feet here in the United States. That's slow. That's slow.
Right. Right.
China built a whole, 20,000 square foot hospital in like
A
a
week.
week. Yeah,
Right.
we take 6 months to build a bridge.
Everybody
That's
got to get
that's
paid. That's
crazy.
the problem with us. Everybody got to get paid. We can get the work done, but everybody got to get their little, from the politicians to every little contractor,
Yeah.
every little councilman. Before we can get these projects signed, we got to, get the
Mhm.
permits and everything in. Yeah, we
Absolutely.
got a lot of red tape.
Oh
Red
yeah.
tape.
So I mean, and this is oil. This is the season where oil's gonna be running. You should expect to see that in energy pushing for the next, foreseeable, I guess, say next quarter or two. And then also you're gonna get the holiday pop, so you're gonna have some money that goes into there. I think the supply chain issues are gonna be a big factor, but like people look at the supply chain issues as a negative, like in terms of like you being a consumer, but you being an investor, it's like actually kind of bullish. Like the demand
Right.
is
Mhm.
crazy for you right now. People trying to put in early orders, pre-order, like, oh no, let me get it in now, so I won't try to wait till the
Right.
last minute.
Yeah.
Like people thinking like that. So I think it's gonna make some of those individual stocks like a Target, Walmart, those types. They'll go crazy. They'll have like a nice pop during holiday season.
We saw
Oh
we saw
yeah.
it start already. We saw it.
Mm-hmm.
We saw
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
We were there. It was one week. I mean,
It
On
just
the
went
watch list,
ballistic.
calling
All
out
of them.
Walmart, Costco, Dollar General,
Yep. Yep.
Dollar Tree,
We're in
Target,
the midst of
Bed
that
Bath
run
and
right now, actually.
Beyond,
Yeah.
Foot
Yeah.
Locker, Nike,
I stand
any
corrected. We're in the
retailer.
midst of that right now.
Right, right. We're in it. Right.
This is holiday season. I should
One hundred
say.
percent,
So
man. So they gonna overlook the like discretionary been booming. It's obvious that we know that Target, Costco, Walmart has been blowing up. Had some crazy runs like the past 3 weeks, and well, they decided to put their own money into buying smaller ships, so they didn't have to stay at the port of Los Angeles. They can get into, I believe it's like Norfolk, Virginia. I believe there's a port off the coast, like coastal Louisiana. It's going to take them. They're going to have more trips because these ships don't hold as much cargo, but because the demand is shooting up, we know that
Come out.
inflation is starting to rise the prices of a lot of these things. Man, we gonna spend some chicken here in the United States, so we gonna pay for it regardless. Like turkeys is getting 50% of the market.
guaranteed.
You think it's gonna stop
Which
people
part?
from putting turkeys on their Thanksgiving table? Man, get out of here, bro. They
Right,
still gonna pay for it.
The
So
man is going crazy. Yeah.
right.
I see people trying to rush and play. Right, bro. Right. One of the most valuable things that we know is craziness as far as the community here in the United States. And I said we gonna spend some money. We gonna spend that chicken. Black
They
Friday
gonna
right around the
consume.
corner, so they gonna
They gonna
we
consume.
are we are the number one consuming nation, which is why China gets that chicken off of us. Because I mean, everything is coming from over there. Man, it's
People are going to
you
spend
know
whether
it
they have it or not. They're
100%.
they
And
don't
if they
have to
not gonna
have
hit
it.
up
They're
the
still going to find a way to buy things with money they don't even have.
And
So
one of the individuals that they're gonna give it to, because we do every year, we got to. You're gonna get your packages in from Amazon. We absolutely have to talk about Jeff Bezos. I don't know if many of you have seen the situation that has appeared in the media, but apparently there was a gala that occurred this weekend, and Jeff Bezos and his new girlfriend, or maybe old girlfriend, was she the side chick? I'm not even
I,
for certain. Um,
so just to
but
guess, I don't know.
but before we get to that, I know he and Elon typically have a little playful back and forth. Could be playful, but we watch the TV show Billions. I don't see no play and all of that. These men take pride in who's going to be the richest man on earth, the richest known man. Because there's some cats that's sitting back that's got chicken, bro, who got oil and all of that. They just
Right,
ain't
right.
really worried about all of that. They walking tigers whenever they go to like out for breakfast. Whenever they wake out in the morning on a leash. But the man Jeff Bezos, I gotta showcase. They run into Leonardo DiCaprio at the event. As you could see by the look on Jeff Bezos' girlfriend's eyes, the moment Leonardo DiCaprio's hand wrapped around that waist,
Wow,
boy, she got chose
wow,
straight up.
wow,
And
Sheesh.
no, we
wow.
don't know what Leonardo DiCaprio said. No, we don't know. But what we do know, and we have this conversation a lot, just because you got money does not mean you are not corny.
She looked like
Now,
she was following him.
You would have thought it was Leo date.
yeah, yeah,
right, right.
that's what I thought when I first seen the video. So, besides that situation, Jeff Bezos decided to maybe he thought be playful for pop culture and say something, play
Watching
around with the
social
media.
media.
Now, in this case, if you see the whole world basically like, man, look,
Mhm.
your girl, she
What's up with the
choosing right
girl?
now. Like, what's up with your girl? Jeff, you better go get her now. You the second richest man in the world. Do you even care?
No, ab- absolutely not.
It's just the image. It's
Jeff
like
Bezos
the
knows
ego.
what it is. This girl wouldn't be with him he wasn't rich, if he wasn't Jeff Bezos. No,
He
he just
proud
embarrassed.
that
It was in public.
yeah.
Right.
He just
Well,
like
But
the clout of saying,
they know what
like
it
his
is.
chick pushed up on Leo, like like
well,
like that weird reverse clout.
man's decided to respond. That's what I do know.
Mm-hmm.
Brother Bezos.
What do you say,
Boy,
brother?
if I could play the People's Court theme right now, we need you to step to the stand right now. My man said, Leo, come over here. Got something to show you.
Ah!
So now, if you go to Business Insider, all of a sudden they're like, oh, Bezos playfully threatens Leonardo DiCaprio.
There's definitely not
Right.
threat. Some hurt feelings, but
No.
no threats.
No.
So the
No
worst thing my
pain.
man could have ever done.
Some pain.
I'm too rich for my girl to be choosing other people in my face. Like you just can't be gawking.
He has to act like he doesn't care. Right. He has to act like he doesn't care. Even if he didn't care about the girl, the fact that it happened in public, that got
there you go. Like, yeah, that's what he probably took more issue with.
You're a billionaire. You get you curse people out all day long, every day. And yet you go and this girl who you're buying things for who's not asking. We know how this goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he probably picked her out of the lineup.
She actually likes. She gets into Leo's face and he hasn't given her anything. He just walked in the room and she wanted to act like she was his date. He didn't give her anything. So
she's gonna get scratched off.
He got to go into the Billionaire Boys Club. Yeah,
Jeff finna have a new girlfriend next month. Watch.
No question. I'm sure he got. I'm
I'm telling you, he picked her out of lineup. He was like, "Oh, you go with me tonight."
Right? Yeah, he got.
Man, look.
Yeah, he got his choice. Being that rich, but just embarrassing.
Right, exactly. Sorry. That was just the embarrassment.
I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, Leonardo DiCaprio put Lex Luthor in his feelings, and
Lex Luthor. Oh shit!
Yeah, all those muscles, midlife crisis, rich man, all those muscles. It doesn't matter. It doesn't.
But you got to remember, Bezos was not always Lex Luthor. He was
right.
He was like more Sheldon Cooper when he was tucked off in the office and had the banner up that said Amazon.com and he was selling books. So right now he's getting hate cast his way, and it's cool. Bezos, we would never respond that way, but we do understand. What it's like to have. We understand what it's like to have hate cast your way, because when you're at the top or you're at an ascent where people want to go, it starts to get windy up there. And being a billionaire, you knew the plight that it took for you to get up there. And I just have to say this to you, that like if you have any words of encouragement for us as Alpha Pack, we would like to know, because we go through this same type of hate all the time. Now we don't respond in a corny way. Honestly, we just lead our pack to the money resides, and we just kind of keep our thoughts and feelings to ourselves. Because if you remember the picture that was taken during the Olympics, I believe it was I think it was a freestyle. I think it was a 400 meter. And dude, I'm not for sure what country, was in the lead. He catches the boy Michael Phelps, fellow toker, coming up to his side. And buddy, every time he get in that left head, he start peeking over. And now whenever you are in pursuit of a goal, like it don't matter what anybody else is doing. It don't matter what anybody else think. Like that goal has to be tied into your purpose. And I don't know if Buddy really did he want to win because he was tied into his purpose, or did he want to win because he wanted to beat Michael Phelps? My man's lost looking over out of his lane. We don't get outside of our lane. So seemingly people tend to follow our lead, even though we came to the party fashionably late. So I just want to take a moment to kind of point out that, you know, doing what we do, why we do it, it feels really good because we know as we came together, myself, Boss Gang, Mr. Check My Resume, Cam G, Mr. Wealthy Soon, Wall Street Rogue, and a homie investing for legacy. That for our group, Alpha Pack Trading Group, pack, that no matter what, majority of groups wanted to sell callouts. And we made a conscious decision that we wanted to educate you because we witnessed individuals in another group want to rely on other people for callouts. And those individuals that they were relying on callouts, I mean, this is 2020. Like everybody was catching heat. We seen probably more trading groups start than any time probably in the history of the market. Like, but they was all trying to sell call outs. And so we didn't want people to have to rely on us. Essentially, at some point in time, they will be bringing wood to the fire. More wood brought to the fire, hotter the fire is going to burn.
Right.
We got a lot of individuals who want to stand next to the fire, but they don't want to be in the pack. They want to get some of the heat to get their hands warm. Like my man Mbaku said, we will not have it, no. We will not have it. So far, we done put 6 months under the belt, man. We got a lot of stuff in the tuck. Like this show people where the money resides, expose individuals to information on the market. We're going to do far more educating with this show moving forward. But, you know, we want to get the fun and games out of the way. And we're going to talk about life and a lot of other things. But we got other things in the tuck that even though we're in the lead, even we started months behind, they still trying to follow our footsteps. When it comes to being purpose driven and knowing that you have a reason for what you do, it's bigger than a check, that it's affecting other people's lives. How does it make you two gentlemen feel like when you sit down and have a one-on-one? Personally, I know when I have a one-on-one, whether, you know, it's young man like Francisco, you know, a young lady, an older gentleman, that's they getting an early start or they might be getting a late start, you know, to societal standards. I know that any words that I can help or impart in them to help them with their trading journey is going to affect generations after them. How does that make y'all feel knowing like this purpose that we got is far different than what anybody else in, you know, around us has established? Like, how does that make y'all feel?
Man, I mean, that's the driver right there. I think, like, you know, coming from, you know, our backgrounds and kind of how we came up and seeing the community, and, you know, at least from my perspective, seeing like what I thought were things that, you know, would help, you know, build us up as a community. And, you know, when you're younger, you don't know exactly how that's supposed to go or how you can do that, how you can help people. You just figuring out yourself. But I think like now, you know, acquiring the skill to be able to do this and then teach people and then see the results from it. You know, it's one thing to just be able to trade on your own by yourself and be confident and making money. But then it's another thing when you got the capacity to go and help other people and see those results, and you see like the compound effect of that. You know, it's just like dividends. You know, you see that compound. You know, it's being paid for, the degrees of separation, the you know, the trickle down effect of what that's gonna mean for those families, man. That's huge. You know what I'm saying? And so like that's what drives me more than anything. That's why I don't have a problem getting 2 or 3 hours of sleep, you know, and putting in stuff in the chat 2, 3 a.m., getting back up at 5:36 for the market, like, you know, that because it's about this mission, man, you know. So definitely, at least for me, man, that's just a driving force. You know, it really like puts things in perspective.
Yeah, I know. For me, it's so crazy having this skill. And I was just thinking before the group, I was like, some of the stuff we're doing, I was like, if there were people here to actually witness this, I mean, they would completely go crazy. I've always been a pretty confident person. I've never had any doubt in myself and my ability, or any of you guys' ability, and what we be able to do. You guys know from day one, I said we're the best at what we do. Like, I feel like I'm a superhero for the people around me, and the people I don't even know, because I just have this belief in myself and what we do, that we can change the lives of anybody
Right.
around us if they simply allow it to. And we're not asking people to even take our word for it. I don't even say take my word for it. I say speak to the people that I've actually got a chance to help, my former co-workers, and the people who send me messages every day, and they say you've really changed my life. And then you have other people who are saying, you know what, this is the guy you need to listen to. Alpha Pack is the place you need to. I mean, that feels good, and I'm excited to have this platform to where we can expand. We're going to take over everything. Like I said, we're I feel like a superhero in anybody who I come into their life. If I have a chance to have a conversation with them, I believe I can change their lives. And so I'm just happy to have this opportunity to keep it going, especially with you guys. You guys are awesome. So I mean, we got so much potential, and we're very confident in what we do, for sure, without a doubt.
Percent.
Without a doubt.
Man, look, like Boss Gang said, we are literally here to take over everything. 100%.
Ah,
I'm getting the blessing from many, 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 many people. And then a couple, what I'm saying, that I've always looked up to, people I didn't even know. But honestly, it's crazy hearing how the name is spreading about what Alpha Pack is doing. And I believe that it's going to be many, many lives changed, from getting people that's paying off, court fees, to us being able to help manage, the portfolios going forward to individuals who locked up, pack members, that join. We really put the game on they back. They might have to go, lay down for a couple years, but they're gonna be sitting on some chicken whenever they come home, and they're gonna be packed for life.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. My thing is, I say people come in to learn, and you stay to serve. Like dog, we gonna make sure the dogs eat. So as new people come in, same thing, same process. We're gonna make sure that you're independent and confident in yourself, because all this mastering this game, and making 5 figures, and you get to drive around like Q Banks, and eventually one day get in the condo that you want, like that's all up here. It's 99% belief, to be honest. You ain't got to worry about getting clapped every day. You just got to be confident in yourself. If you're new to the pack, honestly, man, first of all, hit like and subscribe. We're gonna be here a lot, practically every day. We're going to be talking about more market information, really want to educate the people in regards to what's happening, especially with this infrastructure bill. That's kind of elephant in the room, and supply chain issues going forward into the holiday season. If you live in an area like mine, you might see a lot of your grocery store shelves bare, straight up. You might see the price of chicken wings about up 40%. 40 straight up, and it's going and it's affecting you firsthand. We want to talk about the information, and occasionally, if you have it, and if absolutely 100%, and occasionally, if you have a billionaire that's out here acting like a
double it, triple it,
like
from what
lightning.
Pork, I don't know if there are pork futures, but I'm pretty sure they're busting right now.
So yes, pork futures, yes, like lean hog pork. The only ones they don't have anymore is chicken, which is wild,
Right.
because with the shortage, if there were, they be going nuts right now.
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I need to go look at TSN as soon as we get off. Like, I'm thinking about it. But yeah, man, look, I'm FICO Jordan. Got my guy Resume. Got my boy Boss Gang VIP here. Look, we happy that you came to chill with us. We're going to catch you tomorrow. More information moving forward. This is the Alpha Cast, and we will get with you later on. You have a blessed evening, man. Peace.
All right. Peace, family.
Peace.